Hello, great people. The Minister of FCT, Wike, has been exposed by his former classmates for allegedly lying about his background. You will recall that the Minister of FCT recently appeared on Channel's TV program Politics Today to respond to the allegation by Rotimi Amechi, former governor of Rivers State, that the Minister of FCT is corrupt and he has been enriching himself from public purse. When Wike appeared on the program, he defended himself by saying that he has always been comfortable all his life, so much so that while he was a student at the University of Port Harcourt, he drove Mercedes Benz. And this information immediately went viral on social media, and one of the former classmate of the Minister of FCT got wind of the information, and he has now come forward to say that Wike is allegedly lying, that he knew Wike while they were at the University of Port Harcourt, and that Wike trekked all through his lifetime at the university. In a moment, I will play you a video of what transpired on Seun Okibaloye's program Politics Today. Then when we come back, I will be presenting to you the testimony of Allen Wogu, the alleged former classmate of the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike. Then after that, we'll be dissecting the profitability of politics in Nigeria and the consequence of this for growth and development. We'll be doing all this and more on this episode with your sure plug, Dr. Omosholadiji. First, let us go and watch the video of what transpired on Politics Today. Then we come back for some great discussion. Let's watch it.
I have a Rolls Royce.
Who gave you?
So what? Nobody gave me a Rolls Royce.
You bought it?
Of course. So what?
With what money?
Which money? So let me tell you. Femi, before Hamatan, there was cold. I didn't come from the same background with Rotimi Amechi. I didn't
were you rich before?
Not to me rich. I didn't come. As a student, I was in a Mercedes Benz. As a student, I was in a Mercedes Benz. My father was a general manager of so many companies.
So you came from a rich background?
I will not say too rich for the Dangotes. But I think I had a small background. Yes.
But
Mr.
Amechi challenged you.
No,
he said you have houses everywhere.
There you have it. You just heard from the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, and you heard him disclose that while he was a student at the University of Port Harcourt, he was driving Mercedes Benz. And we all know that Mercedes Benz is an expensive brand of car. And I would have loved if Seun Okibaloye had pressed further at that point in time to ask him the model of Mercedes Benz that he was driving at that point in time. But one thing is certain, that Mercedes Benz is an expensive brand of car. And let us look at it before I present to you the testimony of Nyesom Wike's former classmate Allen Wogu, student riding a Mercedes Benz. Where did Nyesom Wike get that money at that point in time? Was he a businessman or his father gave it to him? Because he was saying that before Harmattan, there was cold. So what is the Harmattan? What is the cold? Is it that you are from a comfortable family so much so that your father was able to give you a Mercedes Benz? Or is it that you are a businessman at that point in time? What kind of business are you doing at that point in time? Who are your clients? Who are your business partners? So I would have loved if Seun Okibaloye had proved further, but maybe because of want of time, he wasn't able to probe further. But one thing is, when Nyesom Wike made that disclosure, perhaps Wike has disclosed that he's not a 500-year-old man, or perhaps he has forgotten that some of his classmates, or majority of even his classmates, will still be alive. Not all his classmates are dead. If Nyesom Wike is a 500-year-old man, well, if he make that kind of disclosure, perhaps people would have kind of like overlooked it, because it would be safe to assert that perhaps most of his classmates at that point in time would have been dead. But now, making this disclosure now bets the revelation of a man called Allen Wogu. And when Allen Wogu got wind of that information in a now deleted post, maybe out of fear, and maybe the hand of Nyesom Wike don't touch Allen Wogu, so he had deleted the post. But when he got wind of the information that Nyesom Wike claimed that he drove Mercedes Benz, Allen Wogu has this to say. In the post that you can see on your screen, you can see the testimony of Allen Wogu. He says that the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. I wonder how someone who has classmates who by God's grace are alive would come on national television and claim that he was driving a Mercedes Benz car between 1986 and 1990 in the University of Port Harcourt, where he studied political science education. Jesus Christ, please have mercy. This guy wore a sandal with Boku. This guy wore, sorry, apologies. This guy wore a sandal with Boku and never rode on a bicycle throughout our 4-year sojourn, and I have over 4,000 witnesses. Again, I need to read that. It's funny, but kind of like very controversial and interesting as well. He says this guy, that's Nyesom Wike, wore a sandal with Boku and never rode on a bicycle throughout our 4-year sojourn, and I have over 4,000 witnesses. So this is how he has been lying. Too shocked here. That is the testimony of Allen Wogu, who claims to be a former classmate of the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, while they were studying at the University of Port Harcourt. Well, whether Allen Wogu kind of like come out with this testimony or not, one thing is certain: majority of Nigerian politicians are stupendously wealthy because of the kind of politics that we practice. Our profitable politics has made our politicians to be in stupendous wealth, so much so that they live a life of luxury and in office, and when they leave office, they are still living a life of affluence and luxury, despite the fact that some of their performance is quite abysmal. And I'm not surprised because, like yours truly, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, like yours truly, Godswill Akpabio, and so many of these top politicians, they are wealthy, but the business that made them stupendously wealthy is apparently unknown. You just see that a politician is very wealthy. He has luxury cars, he has kind of like houses, he's even a godfather, but the business that they did that made them wealthy, you won't be able to point to it. So, like Wike, like Tinubu, like Akpabio, most politicians in Nigeria are wealthy, but we can't really point to the business that they did that made them stupendously wealthy. If you want to be wealthy, the kind of money that even Money Ritual cannot give to you, go and join Nigerian politics. If you want to be poor, go and join politics abroad, you will be poor. But if you want to be stupendously wealthy, go and join Nigerian politics, because our politics is very lucrative. And Nyesom Wike has been in the political scene since 1999. Don't forget that at 1999, he was the chairman of Obiakpo local government. He served 2 terms. Then after that, he became the chief of staff to Rotimi Amechi. Then afterward, Rotimi Amechi, the former governor of Rivers State, nominated him to the Goodluck Jonathan presidency, and he became the Minister of State for Education. And afterward, the Amechi camp fell out with the Goodluck Jonathan camp, that led to the loss of Goodluck Jonathan and the emergence of Buhari in 2015. And by that 2015, Nyesom Wike was given a sympathy and compensatory vote, and he emerged as the governor of Rivers State in 2015. He served 2 terms, and after that, after leaving office, he was appointed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to be the Minister of FCT. So since 1999 till date, Nyesom Wike has been in public office and he has been enjoying public life. So Nyesom Wike, is this surprising to you that he has a Rolls Royce? But what is surprising is how he can come out to beat his chest and say, yes, I own a Rolls Royce. And so what? That can only happen in a country like Nigeria. Because if we are to ask ourselves, how did he afford the Rolls Royce if he is not corrupt? If Nigeria were to be a sane country, he will be forced to come and present the business that he has done, the dividend of stocks that he has received, the profitability of any kind of like real estate investment that he has done, to make him to be able to afford a Rolls Royce. Because for you to have a Rolls Royce costs reportedly between 800 million naira to 1 billion, depending on the version. So if you are driving a Rolls Royce, it is safe to assume that it is not only that Rolls Royce that will be in your fleet of cars. So imagine the worth of your house, the worth of your wristwatch, the worth of your wares, your shoes, your clothes, and all that. So definitely, if you can drive a car that is worth 800 million naira, definitely we need to look at it, that what is now your net worth. And that brings me to the assertion of Honorable Ewo, the now PDP acting chairman in Rivers State, where he asserted that during Nyesom Wike's tenure as governor of Rivers State, that the Minister of FCT allegedly, pocketed up to 4 trillion naira for himself as governor of Rivers State. So you may want to ask yourself that if somebody can allegedly pocket up to 4 trillion naira, what is 800 million or 1 billion naira that he cannot be able to afford a Rolls Royce? Don't forget that for you to clock 1 trillion, you need 999 billion for you to clock 1 trillion. So if he has 1 trillion in 4 places, which is 4 trillion naira, the question is that why won't he be able to remove just 1 billion out of the 999 billion that will make that he needs to clock just 1 trillion? Why won't he be able to remove just 1 billion out of it to afford a Rolls Royce? So you would see that the Rolls Royce is just kind of like a drop in the ocean. If you look at what Honorable Ewo is saying and you kind of like break it down, you will see that even if Nyesom Wike wants to buy a private jet for himself, he can afford it. But then the big question is, what is the source of this fund? To me, I think politics in Nigeria is too lucrative. That is why, rather than politics to bring development, rather than for it to bring growth, what politics have been bringing, or democracy in Nigeria have been bringing, is insecurity, poverty, and hardship. Because in our man for himself, everybody is playing to his own benefit. And that is why, rather than for us to have the development that the people that propagated democracy, that they asserted, what we are having is the opposite of it. Why? Democracy is not wrong, but our version of democracy and the way we play it is what is wrong. So I hope that Nigeria will get its priorities right and make sure that we begin to practice democracy the right way, in such a way that you don't become stupendously wealthy when you are voted into public office. The money for Nigerians should be spent on Nigerians, and Nigerians should begin to feel the benefit of their money, not that it will go into the pocket of the few. Else, the people will continue to be poor, while the politicians and their unborn generations will continue to be stupendously wealthy. I hope this change will come, and it will come right on time. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode with your sure plug, Dr. Omosoladeji. Subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past videos. See you in my next video. I love you all sincerely.